How is everybody doing? Welcome to the Cross-Eyed Texan. And this video is going to be a little different because I want to talk to you about something that I've learned, and it happened to me just the other day. The other day I was scrolling through the YouTube shorts and I ran across this guy, and he was talking about Versace Dylan Blue. Everybody almost universally loves the way this stuff smells. And he was saying how awful it is because it only lasts 3 hours on his skin. And that's it, nothing else. Then he proceeded to, lambast the fragrance because it didn't perform well for him. Well, for me on that fragrance, I can get 6 hours out of it, 6 to 8, somewhere pretty easy like that. But I started doing some research at that point because I wanted to know what the deal is. And here's the deal. When it comes to fragrances and how they last on our skin, it has to do with the chemistry of your skin. Generally speaking, if you have oilier than normal skin, fragrances tend to last a little longer on your skin than they would somebody like me. I have an oily face, but I have dry skin every place else. So fragrances don't last that long on me. Not all of them. Some of them don't last long at all. For example, here's a review I think that I would like to redo. This is Mont Blanc Explorer. This stuff smells good. It's a little too ambroxany for my taste, but I generally only get a couple of hours out of this. Now, I wore this about 2 weeks ago. After I got out of the shower, I had put on some moisturizer and stuff because it was dry. And that one day, I got about 6 hours out of this. But our skin chemistry has so much to do with how these things perform. Now, can you get a bad one every once in a while that just doesn't work? Absolutely. Absolutely. I was watching the guy over at TLTG Reviews, and he was talking about Chrome Aqua, and I just picked this up, and I love the way it smells. But no fooling, I sprayed this stuff on at 9:15. Today was the first full wearing of this stuff. I sprayed this on at 9:15. By 12, I had to bury my nose into my shoulder. I sprayed right here, one on each side of my chest, and in the crook of each elbow, and sometimes on my wrists. Within 3 hours, this stuff had completely disappeared. Now, the guy over at TLTG Reviews said he gets about 6 or 8 hours out of it. And I have no reason not to believe him. But when I review this, and I will, I need to be fair to the product and not bash it completely because it varies. Let me give you another example. Some people say Chrome Extreme only lasts 3 or 4 hours. Gosh, this is my favorite. I wish I'd got a bigger bottle. But I get 12 hours out of this. I get tired of smelling it, and I want to go pull that shit off. Just kidding, I don't get tired of smelling it. And the one that everybody loves to hate, Nautica Voyage. This is a good 8 to 10 hour fragrance for me. But some people with super dry skin, this stuff will evaporate. Also, some of the top notes have a huge bearing on how long a fragrance lasts. Fruity notes, they just disappear quick. That's just all there is to it. There's not much in the molecular structure to them from what I've read. And I encourage you to go and research this yourself. Another thing, another reason why I know this to be true, some of the other things I review on my channel are shaving creams and razor blades and razors. These are my favorite razor blades. These are Gillette Perma-Sharps, and they are made in a factory in Russia. And I love these things. They are smoother than a baby's butt. But I know people in the shaving community that can't stand these things. They say they're the harshest things they've ever used and just absolutely hate them. Same thing goes for these. I tried these the other day. These are my Gillette 7 o'clock and super stainless, and this is my latest kick right here is using these, and these are even smoother than the Perma-Sharps. But I've had some people make comments on some of my videos and say, man, they just can't stand them. And their beard type comes into play. Men with very coarse and thick beards, blades like this don't do it. They need something like a feather. They need something like a Wilkinson sword, especially the ones from Germany, because I think those are sharper than the ones from India. And if you have an oily face or a dry face, that's going to change the way a razor blade works for you. And last but least, Gillette Nesets. I like these blades, but they're not my favorite. And I know people who swear by them, but these are in my top 5. These are in my rotation. So, and he drops it on the floor. Yay! Pulled a Dak Prescott. I just dropped that. Sorry, football joke. Anyway, what I wanted to say was this. I want to try to do a better job as a reviewer and not lambasting the product because it doesn't perform for me. I want to try to focus on its merits, focus on how good it smells and the notes and stuff. And I mean, this right here, this is awesome. This stuff smells great. And I want to pledge to be a more fair reviewer for the rest of my videos. And there may be a couple I'm going to go back and redo. But that's what I've learned from reviewing products, especially when it comes to fragrances or shaving soaps or razor blades. I've got a shampoo review coming up too. As soon as it gets in, I'm going to do a shampoo review for you guys. And that may not work for you guys. I've got oily hair. And the shampoo that I use right now strips it. I use Suave. I use the cheapest bargain basement crap I can find. And my friend who sells pharmacy, she has a shampoo that I just bought 2 of, and if I can figure out how to do it, I'm going to give 1 away. But like I said, my hair is slightly oily, and the Suave just strips it, and it makes it fly away and go all over the place. But there's a review of that that's going to come up, and I'm going to be fair about it. If it doesn't perform well for me, that doesn't necessarily mean it won't perform well for you. And I think a lot of YouTube reviewers need to keep that in mind, especially the smaller guys like me. So we're not trashing a fragrance saying that it's garbage because it doesn't work well for us, because that might not be true for everybody else. So that's my pledge for you as a YouTube reviewer, and that's what I've learned, is to be more fair and take into account that just because it doesn't work super well for me doesn't mean it won't work well for you. And even like the products I have sitting right here, even though Chrome Aqua doesn't last that long for me, that's the only first time I wore it. A couple days, it could change. My skin could be a little more oily. Who knows? But it still smells good. And so does Mont Blanc Explorer. And so does Nautica Voyage. So anyway, I hope this gave you some perspective. I hope it'll help you when you're watching reviews to realize that just because it doesn't work well for somebody doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't give it a try. The most important thing is that it smells good. You know, especially when it comes to fragrances. If it's gone in 4 hours, well, when you get home, you can put on something else. There's an advantage to it. As long as it doesn't smell like feet that have been soaked in Cheetos, you know, I'm fine with it. But anyway, I want to thank everybody. We're up to 356 subscribers. If this video was helpful to you, like it and leave me a comment below. And subscribe to the channel. We got all kind of fun stuff coming up. I'm going to try to expand and do some more reviews of some men's grooming products. Anyway, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for subscribing. God bless you. And if you can't find a nice person in the world, go out and be one. Have a good day.